Live at 5.
Minnesota's deer hunting season begins tomorrow. We tell you what you need to know heading into this season.
Plus, deer aren't the only things hunters are looking for this season. Why ammo has been hard to come by. And later, with the federal deadline nearing for millions of working Americans to get vaccinated, some local businesses are raising concerns.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Briggs LaSavage. Wildlife experts have a message for hunters ahead of this weekend's Minnesota deer opener, Slow the Spread. And they're talking about chronic wasting disease, or CWD. It's a deadly brain disease that's spreading in southern Minnesota's wild deer herd.
But there's more concern than ever before that it could now be impacting northern Minnesota's herd. CBS3's Quinn Gorham joins us from Charleston, and he spoke to experts today. And what was their message to hunters, Quinn?
Well, there's a little less than 12 hours before the official start of Minnesota's deer hunting season, and people have been filing into Charleston's here all day. You can't see them right now, but people have been going in to get their last-minute blaze orange, ammunition, and hunting licenses before getting ready for the season. But the DNR is hoping they can take that a step further this year to help prevent the spread of chronic wasting disease this season. Experts say the biggest thing is knowing the restrictions in your neck of the woods. Let's take a look at northern Minnesota in Beltrami County after illegally dumped deer carcasses tested positive for CWD earlier this year. Hunters will need to get their deer tested before moving them out of that monitored area. Now, another area to watch is this yellow shaded area northwest of Lake Mille Lacs in the Brainerd area. That's one of several regions the DNR is monitoring where CWD has been found in wild deer. The DNR says it's mandatory to get your deer tested before moving it out of this area on opening weekend. It'll be voluntary testing anytime after that. While the CDC says not to eat the meat of an infected deer, there's no known impact to humans. Still, the DNR says it's important to get your deer tested so the DNR can track the spread of the disease and keep the state's deer population healthy.
So the more data we can get, it helps us make a better decision on where to move forward with the CWD issue. So hunters need to make sure what zone they're in to see if they're in mandatory testing.
Oberg adds hunters should also consider voluntary testing this season, even if they're not in an area known to be already impacted by CWD. Now, we'll have a link to all of those restrictions and where you can find a map of the areas impacted on our website. Coming up at 6, we'll have more information from a local hunter on how they're preparing this season.
All right, thanks, Quinn. Well, with the last-minute surge in purchases, deer license sales are now on par with last season's banner year. As of yesterday, the state has sold more than 226,000 firearm licenses, which is about the same from last year. 2020 was considered a standout year, largely due to more people getting outdoors during the pandemic. Minnesota's deer season opens tomorrow morning.
The hunt before the hunt. Now, for the second year in a row, ammo is in short supply and high demand heading into deer hunting season. That's true over at Superior Shooter Supply. Shelves that ammunition boxes usually call home are almost entirely empty. Signs also tell customers that they can only buy 1 or 2 boxes of ammo. Superior Shooter Supply owner says customers are frustrated, but the store can't do anything more than let people know when shipments come in. She says customers call every day asking what's in stock.
In all the years we've been here, we've never seen anything so bad as this, so it'll stay in their minds. I think we'll be looking at people buying whatever they can buy.
While Minnesota's rifle season opens tomorrow, Wisconsin opens on November 20th.
The Itasca County Health Department is sharing some ways hunters can be COVID safe. They're advising people to spend as much time outdoors as possible. Or if you plan on being indoors with others, make sure there's plenty of ventilation. Keep your hunting group small and stay 6 feet apart if you can. You might also consider wearing a mask when possible. You should also stay away from hunting camps if you are sick, even if you're showing mild symptoms.
It will be a comfortable opener for hunters out in the stands this weekend. You might even be able to shed a few layers with some 50s in the forecast. Dave will have more on that in just a couple minutes. You'll remember last year, though, the opener was a little bit warmer than usual with morning temps in the 50s and jumping into the 60s and 70s in some spots later in the day. Warm weather like that and what we're expecting tomorrow means deer aren't moving around as much. There also won't be any snow, meaning it's harder for hunters to spot deer in the woods. DNR experts say if you can, stay put in your hunting spot.
People are going to come in to get lunch or just because they get tired of sitting, and then they're going to inadvertently move deer. So the longer you can stay on stand, the better. And so I would advise to pack a lunch.
A reminder that no snow can also make it harder to spot other hunters in the woods, even if they are wearing blaze orange. So make sure you are extra careful this weekend.
Well, Dave, these warmer temps are good for those fair weather hunters out there, huh?
Yeah, it's good for nap time, and I know from experience. But sometimes that's part of the charm as well, just being out in the woods. So let's take a look at the woods up north towards Effie, which is good wilderness territory there, filled with lots of whitetails. Competing, of course, with hunters are the timber wolves there, but that's nature's plan. Well, the trees are off the leaves are off the trees, not vice versa. And so we could really use some tracking snow. But again, with warm temperatures, we're not getting that this weekend. But on a bright note, it won't be as warm this weekend as it was last year. That was record-setting. Now, what we get tonight is clouds and a rain chance from a pair of low-pressure systems coming our way. But that high that's trying to block them will divert them fairly rapidly. And by tomorrow, we go back towards partly cloudy sky, but staying mild through the weekend. Forecast here tonight. After the 30% rain chance and lows near 40, we get mid-50s for high temps and a partly cloudy sky. This year, I don't think I'm going out for opener. I'm going to call it a closer and ride my bike one last time and then get that ready to put away, because later next week, it could cool enough for a chance of snow. We'll talk about the odds of that coming across in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Dave. Some Minnesota employers are worried about how the new federal vaccine requirement for workers will affect an already tight labor market. New OSHA regulations mandate companies with more than 100 employees require their workers to get the COVID shot. The other option is getting tested every week and wearing a mask on the job. Minnesota's Chamber of Commerce executive says this could create additional economic uncertainty for companies and the economy as a whole. Coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear from a local business owner about how they plan to tackle this requirement and what impact they think it could have on their already struggling industry. Meanwhile, 11 states, including Iowa, are suing to block the new employer vaccine mandate, and so are 2 manufacturers in Wisconsin. The Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty filed the lawsuit yesterday. It was on behalf of Darien-based Tank Craft Corporation and Plastic Craft Corporation. Companies that do not comply face penalties of more than $13,000 per violation or more than $136,000 for a willful violation.
3 people died and 1 was hurt in a Cass County crash overnight. It happened around 11 on Highway 371 in between Hackensack and Bacchus. According to the Minnesota State Patrol, a minivan didn't stop at an intersection and T-boned an SUV. The driver and a passenger in the SUV were killed, and so was the driver of the minivan. Another passenger in the SUV was taken to the hospital. Both drivers were not wearing their seatbelts, and no word yet if alcohol was a factor. And still no word on what caused a fatal home explosion near Tower. That happened last week at a home on Lake Vermilion. The St. Louis County Sheriff's Office says crews are still investigating. 72-year-old Eva Gramsey died, and they believe they found her remains inside the home. Her husband, Michael Gramsey, was found in the yard with serious injuries. The 72-year-old was taken to the hospital, and we're still waiting for hospital leaders to get back to us with an update on his condition.
Still to come on Live at 5, an educator at UW-Superior is being honored for her work in equity and inclusion. More on her award as we take you around the Northland after the break.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app.
Come on down to Hannah Johnson Fabrics and Sewing Studio in Lakeside Marketplace. Don't know where to start? Visit our new sewing classroom and studio. Whether you're a brand new sewist or you've sewn for years, we have a class for you at Hannah Johnson Fabrics. We'll help you get your projects going with our huge selection of high-quality designer and specialty fabrics. Our friendly staff will help you find exactly what you need. Come see us in person or register for classes online at hannahjohnsonfabrics.com.
I'm Dr. Yin Dong. I'm a cardiac electrophysiologist at St. Luke's. I'm basically the electrician of the heart. Anything to do with the heart signaling system, if your heart's going too fast, too slow, irregular, that's what I deal with. Especially within electrophysiology, there are so many amazing treatments, so much that we can offer patients to improve their quality of life and to save their lives. Seeing patients improve just makes everything so worthwhile.
With the giving season just around the corner, it's the perfect time to add a new member to your family. That's why several area animal shelters are coming together for the Subaru Love a Pet adoption event at Miller Hill Subaru. November 6th is Catter Day, featuring all-day cat adoptions. Sunday, November 7th is Pup Day, with all-day dog adoptions. There will be holiday pet photos and a free microchip with an item off our wish list. Join us at Miller Hill Subaru for this exciting event.
Cracks in brick, cracks in block, call DBS. Leaning or bowing basement walls, call DBS. Sticking windows or doors, call DBS. Settling or sinking foundation, that's right, call DBS. It's a fact, foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call DBS. Call DBS today.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Spirit Mountain tonight, where the weather just hasn't been right for a big snowfall so far this season, and temperatures will stay a little on the warm side for a deer opener tomorrow. Dave will be with us to give us this week's full forecast in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a look around the region.
A trail run to support Pattison State Park, and author submissions are open for an upcoming journal in Cloquet. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. Let's start things off in Superior, Wisconsin, where a local educator is being honored for her work. Celisa Hochstetler is the Assistant Director for Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion at UW Superior. She is one of 14 recipients system-wide of the 2021 Outstanding Women of Color in Education Award. The yearly award is given to honor students, faculty, staff, or community members who have advanced equity and inclusion for people of color within the UW system. We will have the full list of honorees on our website. Next, we move south to Pattison State Park for a fundraising run this weekend. The 5K Trail Rivet Run Walk is this Sunday at noon. The race raises money for the local trails, and all proceeds go back into Pattison State Park. The race is put on by volunteer Eve Graves and happens twice a year. There is still time to register for this weekend's race, but day of registration will not be welcome if you're wanting to support but are unable to race. There are shirts and sweatshirts available for purchase, and we will have a link to the race site on our website. And we wrap up in Cloquet tonight with an open call for local writers. The English department at the Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is taking author submissions for the Thunderbird Review Volume 10, an inclusive journal featuring high-quality creative work about the human experience. The journal is part of the college's mission to create a union of cultures. The deadline for submissions is December 15th, and we will have a link for how to do so on our website. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, go ahead, send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland city by city.
Still to come on Live at 5, Halloween is over, and one UMD class is willing to take those old pumpkins off your hands and use them as fertilizer. More on their unique class project in just a few minutes.
And another way to use up your old jack-o'-lantern is just toss it in the yard and the deer will eat it. And with the deer needing a little extra energy over the next couple of weeks around our region with deer seasons opening up, yeah, they could use that little extra firepower. Well, temperature-wise, came up warmer than normal today, talking about firepower. 54 versus 42. Will be just about as warm tomorrow and through the weekend, but that can't last forever in November, can it? I'll talk about when things will cool down again coming up after our break.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat. Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota compact and utility tractors. Our #1 selling tractors are built to take on winter with front and rear mount snow blowers, blades, and rotary sweepers. Get select Kubota tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, and save $900. See your local Kubota dealer today.
No one serves you better than Lula Gentleman.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. From value-priced softeners to the world's best and even salt-free, no one has more solutions than Culligan to customize the best filtration for your home. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
Your accent is way better. Oh, no, you can't have this. I'm sorry.
Buy one, get one for $1. Mix and match it. And add a soft drink for $1 more.
You are a real-life hero. Your legend is growing.
Former military intelligence, highly skilled.
Don't underestimate her.
She's in my crosshairs. I won't hesitate to shoot.
Careful what you wish for.
Go one time.
I will not apologize for who I am. Bad guys, they don't play by the rules, so neither can I.
A new Equalizer, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Get your news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app.
Minnesota's deer hunting season begins tomorrow. We tell you what you need to know heading into this season.
Clouds are coming in, and rain chances will be coming down tonight. I'll talk about if they last through the weekend or not.
Tonight at 6 on CBS3. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Temperatures started to tick upwards today. They got to normal and warmer than normal. After an earlier cool snap last week, it felt pretty nice. And so for those not going out to open deer season for Minnesota, you may want to be like me and go for one last motorcycle ride. Temperatures today topped out in the 50s for a lot of towns, and I think they're going to do it again tomorrow and Sunday. Examples include 51 International Falls, 52 for Hibbing. 46 in Grand Rapids is still warmer than normal by a few degrees. 57 was achieved in Superior, 54 for Hermantown, 55 towards Hayward, and 52 degrees in Ironwood. Temperatures like this won't last forever. Of course, once we get towards Tuesday, temperatures will tumble just a little bit, and that could help set the stage for a chance for a rain-snow mix later on next week. But for the short term, the bigger news perhaps is a slight chance for rain showers tonight, which we talk about after this look at the current conditions. Airport in Duluth is 54 right now, 57% for your relative humidity. South wind at 17 miles per hour is keeping the heat on and taking whatever leaves are surviving on the trees off. It is gusty. Should stay gusty through tomorrow. Air pressure now is creeping down, 29.83 inches of mercury, 1,010 millibars. Two low pressure systems are trying to bring us a rain chance tonight. We'll talk about how long that sticks around after this look at the current temperatures, which run 46 to 50 in the Upper Peninsula. Our friends in Wisconsin are going a narrow band of 53 to 56. Superior, the warm spot. La Pointe, the cool spot for a change. Into Minnesota, the numbers go from 43 up the Gunflint Trail to 57 down towards Moose Lake, with most other towns in between. And a similar trend for temperatures indeed with us through Monday, perhaps Tuesday, before things cool down next Wednesday. Doppler map right now shows clouds on the increase as those two low pressure systems come our way, and there are already some very light rain showers running along the Canadian border. 30% chance your town will get a little bit of that precip here tonight as the lower pressure systems cast their cold front net upon our region, bringing that chance for showers that should be gone fairly early tomorrow morning, perhaps by 7 o'clock. So when Minnesota hunters are getting out into the stand after a warm breakfast in the shack, well, you'll start to see the sun come up and clear the sky up through the weekend. So these low pressure systems won't be here forever. Yeah, they go away fairly early on Saturday morning to be replaced by a western high coming our way. So at least partial sunshine comes back again. And instead of the chill down you get with the Canadian high initially, this one's going to keep us warm all the way through Monday or Tuesday. And that means temperatures in the 50s. Tonight, Minnesota low temperatures will drop into the 30s to 40s with that 30% rain chance, and winds still going towards 20 miles an hour all across the region. 30% shot for the precip in Wisconsin and Michigan, lows in the 40s there. Then tomorrow's high temps, Wisconsin, Michigan, mid to upper 50s with a mostly sunny sky. Partly cloudy for Minnesota, but mid to upper 50s there. Weekend forecast shows mid-50s at least through Sunday, lower 50s on Monday, then upper 40s on Tuesday. And temperatures just continue to dip down then from Wednesday through next Thursday into Friday even. Now that low pressure system coming during that period brings a 50% chance for precip. Right now it looks to be a mix. Still up in the air though is how much snow versus how much rain and vice versa. So we'll keep tracking this system as it gets closer to us.
Can't wait for that weekend though. Thanks, Dave. Well, if you need a place to toss your Halloween pumpkins, a UMD class is here to help. Today through Sunday, the students are collecting discarded pumpkins to turn into compost for the school's land lab. The students say their research shows every year 1.3 billion pounds of pumpkins are wasted in landfills. By using pumpkins to create compost, it can help not only financially, but also create natural fertilizer to grow more food.
Each year, about 30 million tons of food is wasted, and that is food that could be composted. It can be composted to make fertilizer and to grow more food.
You can drop off your pumpkin at 2 locations on UMD's campus. We have those details on our website. Make sure you take out any candles or other decorations before you drop them off. Always sad when you have to get rid of them.
Yeah, it sure is. But you know what's not sad? It's Friday. We already love Fridays, right? I'm going to make you love it even more. It's that time of the show where we get to talk about adoptable pets, and we've got a Friday special today with not one, but 2 shelters to highlight. I know, it's very exciting. Our first pet comes to us from Range Regional Animal Rescue in Hibbing.
Yeah, this is Sadie. She's a 9-month-old German Shepherd Border Collie Catahoula mix. I think that's how you say it. Our friends at the shelter tell us she is an extremely hyper pup who loves to run and work too. She tells us that they tell us that she will be one heck of a learner and a friend. So if you'd like to set up an adoption appointment for Sadie, then you can call the number on your screen. She's so cute.
Adorable. Our next pet comes today to us from the Humane Society of Douglas County. This is Jojo. He is a 1-year-old male terrier mix looking for a loving new home. Our friends at the shelter tell us he is very friendly and he loves to run and play. He is unique in that an injury has resulted in him only having one eye, but they tell us that does not slow down this fun, loving guy. If you'd like to set up an appointment to adopt Jojo, you can call the number on your screen. I love his little hanky around his neck.
So handsome. Well, still to come, a memorial service was held in Washington today for Colin Powell, the former Secretary of State who broke several barriers in his lifetime. More on his legacy after the break.
Blue Cross made it easy to find a plan that fits my needs.
If you're looking for a Medicare plan, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota can help you understand your Medicare benefits and choices with this free guide. With 96% of Minnesota doctors and hospitals in the Blue Cross network, plus a broad selection of affordable Medicare plans developed for Minnesotans by Minnesotans. It's no wonder nearly half of all Minnesota seniors has a Blue Cross Medicare plan.
It was great to speak to someone from Blue Cross. They were so helpful.
From Bemidji to Blue Earth, Twin Cities to 2 Harbors, Blue Cross has you covered. And to help you make a decision during the Medicare annual enrollment period, we're offering this free decision guide. Call or go online now for your free copy. There's absolutely no obligation.
I get to keep my doctor, and I'm saving money. Can't beat that.
With my plan, I don't even pay a monthly premium.
Perhaps you're thinking about a Medicare Advantage plan. Blue Cross has you covered there as well. Blue Cross offers Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage and many other benefits, some starting at a $0 monthly plan premium.
I can see my primary care doctor without paying a copay.
My cost for an x-ray was $0.
Plus, select plans include $0 copays on insulin and preferred generic medications. Blue Cross Medicare Advantage plans also provide extra perks at no extra cost, from dental, hearing, and vision benefits to Silver Sneakers fitness memberships, and even benefits for over-the-counter medications.
Everything I need is in one simple plan.
So whether you're watching from Worthington or tuning in from Tonka Bay, pick up the phone and call for your free decision guide from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota. Call or go online now. You and Blue, because together is better.
It's starting to get cold outside. Northwest Outlet is ready with fresh new inventory to keep you warm this fall and winter from Carhartt. Men and women know when they shop Northwest Outlet for Carhartt, they know their stuff. They carry more styles, more sizes, more colors, and more flame retardant Carhartt than anyone in the Northland. Jackets, jeans, shirts, gloves, bibs, hats, belts, socks, and sweats. We've got them all. Check Northwest Outlet's gigantic selection of long underwear, along with Carhartt work boots, rugged but comfortable. Northwest Outlet, home of Carhartt Superior.
Hi, Russell Nicolay, Nicolay Law Office. If you've been seriously injured, we can help. For the last 14 years, my office has been helping folks like you and holding insurance companies accountable. My award-winning legal team can help you and your family. Remember, if you've been injured, get Nicolay. We win or you don't pay.
When you watch CBS3, you get up-to-date team coverage. Online, on your phone, and on the air.
6 o'clock this evening as we enter the overnight hours.
Right down to your neighborhood. For local weather coverage you can trust, tune to CBS3. Get your news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app.
A funeral service was held in Washington today for Colin Powell. The former Secretary of State was the first black man to hold that position.
He died last month at the age of 84 after complications from COVID-19, Parkinson's, and multiple myeloma. Deborah Alfarone takes us inside Washington's National Cathedral.
A who's who of Washington came to say goodbye to Colin Powell. In the front row, current and former presidents, along with former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Powell's former deputy, Richard Armitage, spoke about his boss's sense of humor and curiosity.
Nothing made Secretary Powell happier than to sneak away from his security detail. It would generally be followed by a call to me on the cell saying, "I'm free. I broke out."
Powell broke barriers during his decades in public life as a soldier and diplomat. He was the first black man to hold jobs as National Security Advisor, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and Secretary of State.
Beneath that glossy exterior of warrior statesman was one of the gentlest and most decent people any of us will ever meet.
Powell was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom twice, and he called his 2003 speech to the UN, laying out his rationale for the war in Iraq, a blot on his record.
My father made a monumental difference.
Despite the pressures of his work, behind the scenes was a family life his son described as warm, joyous, and loving.
Colin Powell was a great lion with a big heart. We will miss him terribly.
Powell was 84 when he died, a husband, father, and grandfather. As the dignitaries left, the family gathered close to follow the four-star general on his final journey. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Washington.
And we'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
I'm Carrie Harris, owner of Diabetic and Comfort Shoes. We have been in business in the Northland, helping you with your everyday foot problems stemming from diabetes to plantar fasciitis for the past 17 years. Stop in and see the complete line of men's and women's shoes, from SAS to Allegria to Vionic, for those millions of people battling plantar fasciitis. And we still have a great selection of comfortable shoes for diabetics, Medicare and Minnesota healthcare approved. Remember, no foot problem is too big or too small. We'll find the way to your soul.
Hi, Gail King here, inviting you to join us every morning right here on CBS.
We'll have the important stories and the interviews, all the news that matters really, and best of all, we'll have a good time together. We like to do that. And now you can find us anytime you want on the new Paramount Plus app. So we'll see you every morning right here on CBS. I thought that one was pretty good. We've got new information now explaining why.
Why should ordinary Americans care what's happening here in Ukraine?
Deep divisions remain. Elizabeth, why did they kick you out?
They are expecting public unrest.
Why are they releasing these videos now?
Police are pushing us back.
We found one hell of a story of survival.
That's why you have to do your own research to get to the truth.
I'm Nora O'Donnell in our nation's capital. We're here at the White House with the President of the United States.
Thanks for having me.
Our exclusive access to the presidential platform. We will witness yet another moment in history.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell from Washington, D.C.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up at 6.
Tonight at 5, we heard more about Minnesota's deer opener tomorrow, and the DNR is hoping hunters in our region will volunteer their deer to slow the spread of CWD.
And tonight, businesses talk about the new vaccine requirement.
We'll see you at 6 o'clock.